An icebreaker trade meeting between the U.S. and China is now just days away. This weekend, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer will sit down with their Chinese counterparts in Switzerland. So let's bring in CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro. Aaron, thanks for joining us. Let's talk about this hearing and what's ahead of this key meeting.
Yeah, this is the big news that we got word of yesterday and are learning a bit more about today. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Trade Representative Jamieson Greer will meet with Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng this weekend in Switzerland. In a radio interview just now, President Trump said that Saturday would be the day that they will be meeting. And this is the first notable official meeting on tariffs between the U.S. and China ever since President Trump announced his, quote, reciprocal tariffs of up to 145% on Chinese goods. China responded with its own 125% tariff. And China has signaled in recent weeks that they would come to the negotiation table if the U.S. lowered their tariffs on China. President Trump was asked if he would do that ahead of this weekend's meeting. Take a listen to what he said in the Oval Office.
China says in order to have substantive negotiations, you have to bring down your 145% tariffs. Are you open to pulling back your tariffs in order to get China to the negotiating table?
No.
Yeah, quick answer there from the president, who was in the Oval Office to swear in actually the U.S. ambassador to China, former Senator Scott Perdue. During that event, he said that a big part of negotiations with China and what they want from them is for them to stop the flow of fentanyl coming in through U.S. Borders. He also pushed back on Chinese officials saying that the U.S. Initiated these talks, made the first call, and said that China should, quote, go back and study their files. Now, on Capitol Hill, in a hearing, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that White House Economic Trade Advisor Aaron Navarro, who had been a bit more of a bull when it comes to being more aggressive on these, quote, reciprocal tariffs, he will not be with them in Switzerland. And in that radio interview earlier this afternoon, President Trump said that they could bring up the case of Jimmy Lai. That is the jailed Hong Kong media owner who President Trump has talked about freeing on the campaign trail, and has been a point of potential tension between the U.S. and China. So interesting to see if that case will be brought up during this weekend's talks.
And Aaron, the president touched on a number of other topics, including Gaza. So fill us in.
Yeah, he seemed to tease some potential news there on Gaza, saying that we, quote, will probably know something within the next 24 hours. He, of course, the president is going to Saudi Arabia and the Middle East next week. He also said he did not know about sending migrants to Libya. CBS News has reported that that is something that immigration officials here in the U.S. had been looking to do, though Libya's prime minister said that that will not be happening. And he also signed a proclamation for what he has called Victory Day, commemorating May 8 tomorrow as Victory Day for World War I, as well as another holiday per se in November that coincides with Veterans Day.
Aaron Navarro, Aaron, thank you.